May God's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you. My name is Muhammad. New video and a new story. But before starting, don't forget to pray for the Prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and grant him peace. Let's begin. My name is Ahmed. I am a third-year university student. I live in a governorate far from the university. Therefore, I decided to join university housing. In fact, I don't have many friends except those who live with me in the residence. The university's housing system is that every 4 students share a small apartment. My university dorm mates are very nice people. Ali, Fadi and Karim. The 4 of us used to meet together every night to stay up late together. Sometimes to play entertaining video games or to watch one of the recently shown movies. One day, Fadi said to us, "What do you think, my friends, that we play the game of difficult challenges?" Ali said, "What is this game?" Fadi said, "We will agree to do something, and whoever rejects this challenge will be considered the loser." The friends agreed to play this game. But I wondered what the challenge is. Fadi suggested that we all go to a large abandoned house close to the university housing, despite the fact that Karim was feeling afraid. But Fadi was able to convince him. The challenge stipulated that the 4 of us should enter the house and the first person to leave would be the loser. The weekend came. And although each of us was supposed to go to visit his family on the holiday, we decided to stay together on this holiday for the sake of the challenge. We all went home. In fact, the house from the outside was very beautiful. A palace decorated with the most beautiful colors, with bright glass windows. I said to the others, "Oh my God, this palace looks like an ancient masterpiece. The one who built it must have done it many years ago." Karim said, "The palace is really beautiful, but I fear in the end that this palace will be one of the haunted places. The palace long abandoned." Fadi said, "Don't be afraid, Karim. Let us complete the challenge as we agreed." We all entered the place. The view from the inside was completely different from the outside. The palace was full of dilapidated furniture covered in dirt. The walls were cracked as if they would fall soon. Each of us headed to one of the rooms. Fadi's attention was caught by a picture of an old woman hanging on the wall in the middle of the palace above the fireplace. We finished wandering around the palace and did not find anything that interested us. Fadi said, "Well, friends, we will take this painting with us." Ali said, "It is better to leave everything as it is. This is considered theft, Fadi." Fadi did not care about Ali's words and took the painting. As soon as Fadi took the painting, we discovered that behind the painting there was a large crack in the wall. From this crack came strong winds that blew us forcefully away from our places. Immediately we quickly headed back to the residence. The biggest problem was that Fadi refused to leave the painting in the palace and took it with him. We returned to the residence and began to wonder where these strong winds came from. Fadi hung the painting in his room and we returned to our normal lives. The next morning, we woke up as usual to go to university. We did not find Fadi in the apartment. We thought that perhaps Fadi had gone to visit his family and would return tomorrow, so we did not care. The next day, Fadi did not appear. We called his family, and the family replied that Fadi had not come to them. We became worried and afraid for our friend. We tried to call him a lot, but his phone was off. The anxiety remained, our hurts, until a strange thing happened. While I was in Fadi's room looking for any message from him or anything that would indicate his whereabouts, I found that the old woman in the painting was looking at me. I approached the painting and heard her say, "Your friend is with us at home, and you will not take him until you return the painting." I started screaming. I was horrified by what I saw in Fadi's room. Ali and Karim went to Fadi's room to see what had happened to me. I told them everything that had happened. In the end, we agreed to go to that palace to return the painting. The three of us entered the palace, and Ali put the painting in its place. Suddenly, we heard the sound of something approaching us. We saw a frightening creature. His eyes are very red, and he has large horns. His teeth are sharp. He looks at us and says, "Don't you come back here again." Ahmed said, "But where is our friend?" "We brought you the painting," the creature said. "Your friend is waiting for you outside." We ran outside and found Fadi on the ground with many injuries in different parts of his body. We returned to the residence to treat Fadi and decided not to go to any deserted place again. Don't forget to pray for the Prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and grant him peace. Subscribe to the channel, like the video and share your opinions in the comments. The second story is titled The Shost Nanny. It's sad that there was a family consisting of a husband, a wife, and a young daughter. The husband lived in an apartment in one of the cities, where the father worked as an accountant in a company close to the house. The family circumstances were average, so the father decided to look for another company in the same field in order to improve his business. The economic conditions of the family. After a long search, the father was able to get a job with a higher salary, much more than what he was receiving, but the father had to move to another apartment because the company he would work for was located on the other side of the city. The father decided to move to another apartment close to his new workplace. The family settled in the new apartment and life was completely calm. The mother noticed something strange happening to her daughter, as the mother suddenly heard the sound of her daughter laughing and at other times the child crying. The mother thought that the child saw something on the floor. The television made her laugh. Or she was sleeping and she saw in her dream a beautiful dream and nothing more. These things began to occur frequently to the point that it made the mother feel worried about her daughter. The mother decided to monitor the child by placing a device that would make the mother hear everything that was going on in her daughter's room. If the child cries, the mother will hear the sound of her crying, and so on. Suddenly the mother heard the sound of the child crying. This happened at 1 o'clock in the morning. The mother went to the child's room, and before she reached it, she heard a strange sound as if there was someone with the child in the room. The mother looked through the peephole, and it was Surprisingly, there was a young woman wearing a white uniform. Her hair was black and soft. This young woman was telling a story to the child, and the child was looking at her, and she was very happy. The mother knew why her child laughed every day and asked her husband to move out of this apartment, and this is what actually happened. As for the third story, it came under the title The Haunted House. The events of this story revolve around a man who works in the field of home delivery. One day, this man was delivering some items to homes as usual. That day was very cold and it started to rain heavily while he was riding his bike. The man saw a girl standing on the side of the road. The man said to the girl, "Where do you live, my little girl? Come on, I will take you to your home." The girl said, "Thank you very much, sir." The road was a little long and the rain never stops. Suddenly the girl said, "I feel very cold, sir." The man gave that girl his coat. The man forgot that the coat contained the phone and some money. The girl arrived home safely and thanked the man very much. The man left and completed his work. After the man finished his work that day, he returned home. There he remembered that he had forgotten the coat, the girl, but it was late, so he decided to wait until the next morning and go to the house in order to get the coat. With sunrise, the man went to the house and started knocking on the door. An old woman came out of the house. The old woman said, "What do you want, my son?" The man told the old woman what had happened to him last night. The shock was when the old woman said, "Son, I live in this house alone, and no one else lives with me. You must have made a mistake in the house." The man said, "Indeed, I am sure, aunt. The girl entered this house before me." While the man was talking to the old man, he saw a picture of the girl on the painting inside the house. The man said, "Look at the picture. She is the same girl who was with me last night." The old woman looked at the man and said, "This girl, my son, is my granddaughter. She died in a traffic accident 4 years ago." The man was shocked when he heard these words and laughed. The man was feeling very confused. Is it possible that the person who delivered her last night was just an illusion? But she was talking. All these questions were inside the man's head. In the evening, the man sat with his friend at the cave and told him what happened to him. His friend told him something that froze the blood in the man's veins. His friend told him that the house the man was talking about did not have anyone living in it. The house was owned by a family, but this family died in a traffic accident 4 years ago. Today's stories are over. I hope they terrified you. Don't forget to pray for the Prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and grant him peace. Subscribe to the channel, like the video and share your opinions in the comments. Peace, mercy and blessings of God.